Hey y'all, welcome back to Shelly's Homestead Hideaway. Let me know with a one in the chat if you can hear me okay while we wait for some others to join. Let me see if I can figure out this poll feature. First of all, I want to turn on make sure I'm seeing all messages. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let me see. Hey, Nancy. Thank you for joining from Jersey. Have you been on my channel before? I feel like I've seen your name before. Nope, we don't want to do that. We don't want a green screen. I'm trying to find the poll feature, y'all. You are so welcome. Okay, yes, I thought I saw your name. So thank you so much for joining. And for those of you who are already in, if you have not already pollinated that like button, go on and do that as you enter. And we're gonna get started shortly with the subject of conversation. I do not see. I have not learned how to do these the poll features yet on here. And maybe I can't do it on here. Hey, Farmer Chaz, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thanks for joining. All right, so we're gonna get ready to get started. I am set up outside. I decided I wanted to sit outside and talk to you guys today. So hopefully, Chaz, let me know if you can't hear me. I am mic'd up. So the other question is, can you hear the sound of, I'm not, I think it's the motorcycle running. Okay, poll is only from the computer. Thank you so much. Um, do you hear of the motorcycle rumbling? Is it too loud? Let me know. Awesome. Thank you very much. All right. So even though I have set up the umbrella, I well, the hired help came and set the umbrella up for me because it is sunny over my house until the sun really starts to its descent for the evening. But I'm gonna go ahead and put my hat on too. This is my staple hat, right? Like this is how I be out in the garden. Let me take these glasses off. So my first question I want to ask you guys is if you could eliminate one garden chore, okay, one garden chore forever, which would it be? And we're going to talk about pulling weeds, pruning, deadheading, and harvesting seeds. So which of those four, I'm going to say them again and I'm going to give you a number. Give me a 1 if you would forever give up pulling weeds. Give me a 2 if you would give up pruning. And 3 if it's deadheading. 4 if it's harvesting seeds. Because those are the topics we're going to talk about today. 1 for pruning, 2 for let me go back. 1 is for pulling weeds, 2 is for pruning, 3 is deadheading, and 4 is harvesting seeds. Which one of those would you forever give up? And then if you don't mind sharing, tell me why you would forever give up that particular garden chore or task. And for some, I guess if you want to forever give it up, you might say it is like, it's just dreadful. Like, you just absolutely hate it. Chaz, thank you for moderating. And while I sit here and talk to you guys, pruning is stressful. Don't know if you are doing too much or too little. That is very true, Chaz. It is a fine line between have I pruned enough um, or too much. End of the day, what we do know is that pruning is helpful for the garden. And I agree with you that you just don't know if you're doing too much or not enough. And on those days or particular plant, I'm just like, it's just going to be what it is. I mean, I don't know if we can really, and maybe we can we kill the plant by over pruning? That's a great question. So let's see. Nancy says, let me make sure I got got my brightness all the way up. Nancy says harvesting seeds is tedious. Yes, it can be. Harvesting seeds, I actually like harvesting seeds when I can, but I do agree with you that it can be tedious depending on the type of seed it is. Okay, I lost something. My my microphone muff. I'm glad I saw that. It was blowing across the pavement. So let me just pop that back on. There we go. So what I was saying is harvesting seeds, in particular, if they're very, very small, um, and there's a lot of debris that comes along with harvesting the seeds. And so in particular for me, that would be, was it the basil? Yeah, I think it was the basil seeds that I harvested some time ago. I'm not out back, so I can't. Ooh, I'm sure YouTube is going to probably highlight that moment. That's what it's going to pick to highlight. So I'm going to say that now just so I can see if that's what happens. There was a, or there is a, I don't know if that's a hornet. It's some sort of flying bug. Wasp. I think it's a wasp that I saw. So let me go back to, and now I'm going to greet everybody in the room. So harvesting the basil seeds in particular for me was very, very tedious because there is a lot of flower bloom, which ends up being dead debris that you don't need as a part of the seed. And so because the seeds are so tiny, it's very hard to harvest them in a clean way. But I did manage to get some harvested. So let me see. Let me speak to everybody coming in the room. If you have not pollinated that like button, please do so. So hello, who's joined the room? Chanel. Hey girl, hey. All right, I think that's it. Chas is on it with the trolls. I appreciate it. Um, so in that regard, harvesting seeds is definitely very, very tedious. But I actually like harvesting seeds, not those basil seeds though. Pruning. Do I like pruning? Mm, I do. Wait, not the pruning. Deadheading. Deadheading is the one that I am like, I could take it or leave it. So I think I'm going to go with out of the four, I'm going to say deadheading is the task that I could pay somebody to do for forever because you guys are going to see I'm actually going to do some deadheading. I'm going to do some pruning. I'm going to do some seed harvesting and weed pulling because we don't ever go out in the garden. At least I don't. I don't know about you guys. We don't ever go out in the garden and not weed because if we see a weed, typically we're going to pull that weed up for that particular area that we're working in. Hey, Unique, welcome, girl, welcome, welcome, welcome. Um, Unique said, "How do you in the bushes?" Oh, okay. Unique, carry on. Get the garden work done. I appreciate you being in the bushes. All right. Chaz says you have perfect timing. I literally just got back in the house from picking up. Oh, paper. Oh, wait. And you got leveling sand, Chaz. So let me find out. So Chaz and I talked about these pavers, as she mentioned in her live. So, did you decide that instead of sinking the pavers into the soil, that you going to use leveling sand? Listen, first and foremost, kudos, 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 because I actually like that idea. That was a brilliant idea because if you if you don't want to have to dig into your soil, that's a great alternative. And I had not thought about that. So I'm glad you mentioned it. And I'm going to make sure I remember that if I ever need to level out some papers. All right, let's see. Chaz. Chaz, you really like to mess with me a lot, don't you? She says that wasp is making its way to my figs. It is not. That wasp is not going to bother my figs, okay? Chanel, you just saw a beautiful monarch butterfly in your garden for the very first time. It was breathtaking. That is amazing, Chanel. See some paper over there. I don't know how it got there. I should go pick it up. It's I don't even know where this came from. It's very old. I know you guys can still hear me even though I'm not in front of the camera. All right. Deadheading and harvesting seeds is relaxing to me. Huh, okay. Deadheading is not relaxing to me because I have to be very careful. There are certain plants, which let me see if I can can I flip the camera? I don't, yes, I can. Let me show you guys really quick. I'm out front of my house. So here you will see I have daylilies, and you see all that brown, and you see that seed pod up there. I'm gonna harvest the seed pod. But all of that brown that's in there is from blooms that have come and gone. Okay, they've come and gone. I've got more, and I got a nice, beautiful bloom right there. That is absolutely gorgeous. That is a daylily. And then I have a few more that are, let's see, about to bloom. There's the buds right there. All right. So, with that in mind, deadheading in particular with these daylilies, I don't like it. And pardon me for the coughing. I am still recovering. I think I saw something fly under me. Um, what was I saying? Oh, deadheading with these daylilies in particular. I have to be careful because I literally have to take my pruners or snips, whatever I'm using. So typically, what I do, and I'll show it to you guys live. But let's say this is um, the stem that needs to be deadheaded. So usually with the daylilies, because there's so much other greenery foliage that is growing in the midst of it, I have to be careful not to cut it. So hopefully you guys can see that. So I normally come to the top of the stem like this, and I ease my way down until I get as low as I can get, and then I snip it, because then that way I can make sure I am not cutting the foliage that needs to stay there. And one thing that I have realized is going on with my daylilies that are out here, I think they need some nitrogen. Um, some of the leaves are yellowing, and I'm certain it is because they need some nitrogen. I don't typically fertilize my flowers out front. All right, let's see. Chanel, you just got finished pulling some weeds. Weeding is definitely some, it can be some back-breaking work. It's draining, but I don't mind pulling weeds at all. Um, However, I really hate it when a bed has been like overtaken by weeds. And in the beginning of the season, for instance, when we are cleaning out the main beds, I tend to leave a lot of that for the higher help to do. Because he will clean a bed almost in no time. So I like to leave that task for him in the beginning of the season. Now, while I am sitting here and we're talking about deadheading and we're going to be pruning, yeah, the sun is starting to go down a little bit. So this is good time. Um, my bottle of water is right here, ma'am. It is full. I'm drinking it. One of the things that is important, Nancy, call Chaz out. She said Chaz got her papers, but did she pack some boxes? Right. Inquiring minds want to know, Chaz, did you pack boxes? Chaz says I put in the cart what he told me to get. Once I said I wanted the papers. Oh, okay. Okay. And you did pack a few more boxes, Nancy. I'll be packing and watching Shelly shortly. Thank you so much. I appreciate you watching and moderating. Oh, you're working on something for the members. Yay. I am so excited that I am a member of Chaz's channel. Okay, I do like to tease you from time to time. Yes, you do, and I love it. I absolutely love it. Um, so for those of you who may not know, but I think a lot of you guys have picked up on the fact that Chaz and I have become really, really good friends, and we do mess with each other all the time. So if you hear us going back and forth with each other, trust and believe it's all in love. You know, we know how far we can take it with one another. So when y'all hear us joshing with each other, take it in stride, laugh along with us, okay? Laugh along with us, because we might say something crazy on live, and not crazy, crazy, but you know, crazy in a fun way. And then we'll be laughing about it later on after the live, okay? All right, so let's see here. Love you too, Nancy. Appreciate you being here. Um, Unique. I'm with Chaz. I deadhead and harvest seeds after stressful work and work meetings. It helps relax me. Okay. Listen, whatever works for you, that is what you should do. Thank you, Chanel, for the comment on the daylilies being gorgeous. Hey, Jack, what's up? Oh my gosh. Man, I'm so sad I did not get to see Jacqueline yesterday. Was it yesterday, Jacqueline, or Friday? You were going to try to come up. Jacqueline was going to try to come up and bring something to me, and then of course in the process make sure she got her some Jamaican food. And we were very, very saddened to find out that my cousin, who has the Jamaican food truck, has relocated to another state. And it ain't like, we're in the DMV. If you don't know what the DMV is, it is not the Department of Motor Vehicles. It is DC, Maryland, and Virginia. So it's a tri-state area that we can easily cross um, from one state to the other, literally within, 5 to 10 minutes, depending upon where you live at. And Jacqueline was going to come up and bring something for me, and we were going to go get Jamaican food, and that idea got tanked. Um, I just got back in. Okay, Chanel says she got back in from the garden shower, and now she drying her hair and doing so. Oh yes, I love it. Hopefully, a part of your self care, Chanel, you're doing a facial, maybe some eye treatment. Hey babe, you gonna shift it for me? Thank you. Let me move y'all closer because he's moving the umbrella. Let's see here. Chad says weeding is what a gardener does to relieve stress. I agree. I do agree with that. Weeding can definitely be stress relieving because you get to take that anger out if that's what you're feeling by pulling that weed out. Yes, ripping ripping the weeds. Exactly. All right. I'm an Olympic I'm an Olympic gold medalist at weed pulling. Wait, Nancy, okay now. Girl, you can come on over here and pull some weeds for me. Let that metal work. Let that metal work for you. Y'all had me cracking up in the garden out you did for Chaz. Garden. Wait a minute, who is that? I'm having a hard time seeing the screen. It's like my screen has darkened up. Y'all had me cracking up unique in the garden out you did for Chaz. Oh, are you talking about the tour? Tour unique? We had a lot of fun doing that tour. And then we went out and had a fantastic meal. Um, listen here. Okay, this Farmer Chaz. There is a lot of what? There is a lot of there is a lot I could have teased her about, but I didn't want people to think I was picking on her. Lots of fun though. Yes, I don't know what else she felt like she could have picked and teased with me about, but such is life. I would have rolled with it. Collagen face mask and paint. Yes, okay. Shelly's Homestead Hideaway. Who is that? G Mama Grows. Hey, welcome, welcome, welcome. Um, eyes. I guess retirement makes your eyes go. No, they do not. But now I don't know if this happens on your phone, but my phone literally was darkening up, so I can't see it. Okay. All right. So I think I'm all caught up on the comments. So one of the things I want to show you guys now, how many of you actually sharpen your tools? So that's what I'm going to do right now because before I start deadheading and pruning, I need to sharpen some tools. Okay. One of the tools I'm going to be sharpening is this right here, okay? Now this is going to be used because as Chaz mentioned, she was clowning me about some stuff. Some of it, I'm not even sure if it was on camera. That was definitely a wasp flying around. We we have had an issue with wasps um, in the siding out here, but we've had the area plugged up, but they still come flying around. Um, Thank you, Unique. Unique said my phone darkens up too, so I can't see it a lot during lives. Thank you very much. You got my back, Unique. That's what I'm talking about. So these here choppers, I'm going to sharpen these up because out back in the garden, in particular, um, my fig tree that I thought was going to not come back this season, there are some pretty thick stems that need to be pruned out. So I'm going to use this for that. And also, I've been saying I'm going to cut that mullein down. We're going to use this to cut the mullein down as well. And then for the regular pruning and deadheading, I'm going to use these here or these or a pair of them. I got a few pair, but this is what I brought out, and I'm going to go ahead and sharpen them. So how many of you actually sharpen your tools? Let me know in the chat. Do you sharpen your tools? I'm going to show the sharpener. I'm going to show the sharpener. How many of you sharpen your tools? I think I can actually maybe even put my glasses on now. My sharpener. This is my sharpener. You guys can see it. It's a little rusty, but it does what it needs to do. Let me try to get it a little close. If you guys can see, it has ridges on it. And I took this right out of my husband's toolbox. I think I like it better without the glasses on. Him sharpens the tools when I ask. Okay, that's good, Chaz. I wonder if that's what him had. Oh, pot. I mean, there are all different types, I'm sure, of sharpeners. We've had this one for years. And so the important thing when sharpening your tools is to make sure. So, Chaz, if you ever, if your husband is not home and you ever have to sharpen tool yourself, then you want to make sure. So, for instance, on this blade right here, okay, the bevel of the blade is down, okay? So on the front side, that bevel is aiming in, whereas the back side is straight. So when you're sharpening, so I'm gonna open this all the way wide like this, and then I'm gonna hold the sharpener at an angle, okay? And then I'm going to come down. And you can actually even, I think I'm having a hard time because of, I'm trying to show it to you guys at the same time. I'm tightening it up so it doesn't open and close on me. So unlike some people, I'm actually pretty handy with tools, and I won't name any names because I know they know who they are. All right, so this is the inside. And I'm actually going to, let me sit back a little bit. I'm going to come at an angle and come down just like that. Let me rest this on my shoulder. It's almost like a violin. And I'm just going to come down. Is that too loud? Yes, I'm going to do it safely, Chaz. No fingers will be injured in this. So I'm holding it at an angle, almost like a 45-degree angle, and raking down. Okay? You can't hear it great because this is a little on the loud side, makes it a ringing sound. So one thing that I'm going to focus on in particular, let me turn this way, is this edge. Because sometimes we're using, a lot of times we're just using the edge. So I want to make sure I get this edge as sharp as possible. So, do you all sharpen your tools? That's the question. So put a 3 in the chat if you sharpen your tools yourself or if somebody else does it for you. Now, the higher help will do this for me if needed, but I don't mind doing it myself. So that's that one side. Now I'm going to turn this over because I like my stuff really, really sharp. So Chanel, very good point. Very good point. Chanel said in the chat, she didn't know they made a sharpener for this tool. And that she was just gonna buy another one. So yeah, when you buy quality tools, you don't want to always have to keep buying a new one. So with any type of blade, you can usually sharpen them. It's just like with knives. They can be sharpened. Um, so I've done this side already. Now I'm just going to do a little bit on the back so that it gets a nice sharpness. So I am going to get me a sharpener. Yes, Chanel, way to go. Way to go. So this live has been fulfilling for you already because you have learned that you can sharpen your tools instead of buying new ones. All right, so this, I'm just going to go straight and just kind of get that edge. All right, so that's that side. Now I'm gonna do the other side. Now I really do have to be careful because I've just sharpened this. All right, so again, I'm gonna come down, and I don't know if you guys can see, let me see, how rusty, I'm trying to, let's see, yeah. See how rusty and stuff it is? And when I sharpen it, you're gonna see more of the shiny blade, okay? This definitely feels like playing a violin, although I'm not holding it the way you would hold a violin. All right, so let me see. Can you guys tell the difference? I don't know if it shows up, but you can see that that blade is a little shinier after sharpening it. Now I'm going to do the outside edge or the back, which is straight. And I'm going to call this one done, okay? This was the biggest one. This tool has a knob where you can adjust the turn ability. So now I can, do it a little easier versus if I tighten it up, it's harder to open. Okay. So you get it to the amount of strength that you need based on what you're snipping. All right. So G Mama says that she does sharpen her tools. Great. I love my cutters, so I am going to get me, yes, okay. And the way I'm peeping at this screen, don't drop that. I'm not. All right, so next I'm going to do this smaller one. One of the things I would like to do eventually, I keep saying for the last couple years, I was going to do a deep cleaning and oiling of my tools, and I have yet to do that. But they survive, okay? Now, let's talk about the difference in tools too. And I'm gonna show you in just a minute. So let me just do this one real quick. This is a much smaller blade, so it won't take as much time. And there's something different. This is more of a pruner. So we're going to talk about the difference in this. Okay, so with this particular tool, you have the scissor cutting edge here, right? This right here, this is a flat edge. This is not designed to be for cutting. It's more of a, you know, hold the tool, hold the piece in place. So you don't have to sharpen this. The cutting is done with this blade alone. All right, so that's that one. And then I'm gonna do these little snips, just a wee little bit. And I have, you know, you can get these snips really inexpensive. And so that's the thing I want to talk about next. And with this one, I do want to do both blades because they are straight scissor edge. So they are designed to both be cutting. All right, now, quality tools. Hey, Angela. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Pollinate that like button. All right, so the difference in tools. We have these snips here, right? And I'm gonna go ahead and lock them in place. And then we have these pruners. So these are more pruner. These are a pruner. This is more of a snip. It's for getting into smaller, more delicate spaces, okay? Now the difference in these, this right here is a really inexpensive, low-end snip, but they serve their purpose. It's made with a plastic housing, okay? If you keep these up, they're gonna last you many, many years. Um, this actually has a Phillips head screw in it. So if ever this bolt were to loosen up, you can actually tighten it up, okay? I've had that issue with this tool here where it was too loose. And the way you know it's too loose, the scissor part and the holder part, they don't really come together well. This one's been tightened up, but at one point it was just too much space or slack in it. Chaz, yes, I do leave tools outside, but we try to bring them in, but they have been left outside. So therefore they do rust. But this is a quality tool. This handle is not made of plastic. This whole thing is a metal, but it has this coating on it to make it comfortable to hold. So this is a quality tool that will last and has lasted for years upon years upon years. And while it is rusted, it still works. Okay. Now, when you are pruning, um, and um, and deadheading, it is important in most cases. But I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, it's like a silicone grip, Chanel. Thank you. Um, I do not always clean my pruners when I go to deadhead um, something. I try to be more intentional um, when I'm pruning though, because with pruning, so the difference pruning and deadheading, you are cutting off um, leaves and or stems that are already dead versus pruning, you're actually pruning leaves and greenery that are still alive and can definitely impact the health of the plant. How do you like that Vigo Garden box? I was thinking of getting one for my garden. The Vigo garden box? What box are you referring to, Chaz? Oh man, I'm late. I will go back and watch the live. Thank you, Angela. You actually haven't missed too much. In summary, we've talked about whether or not you like to prune, deadhead, weed, or what was the last thing? Prune, deadhead, weed, and seed harvesting. What is the one thing that you would pay somebody to do for forever because you don't like doing it? And then we started talking about these tools that I'm going to use and sharpening them. So you haven't missed a lot, but still go back and watch, girl. Watch, watch, watch. All right. The little box that you suspected to keep your tools. That box. I love that box. I do not use it probably as much as I should, but I try to. But when you got other people working in the garden and then they use tools, they don't always end up back out there. I've been looking at the toolbox. So yeah, so the toolbox, for those of you who may not know, if you're not familiar with Vigo products, they have a toolbox that hangs on the side of your raised bed. And I have it on the side, hanging on the side of my elevated bed. And I really, really like it because my goal and intention, because I have lots of tools, is to keep certain tools, so to keep some pruners, some finer snips, some shovels. I have different types of shovels. The goal is to keep some of these tools in that toolbox so that if I'm out in the garden and I'm doing something and then I all of a sudden think, oh, I need this tool or that tool, I can go to that toolbox and get it versus coming all the way back up to the garage, which is where most of the tools are kept at. And the benefit is that it does have drainage holes in the bottom of it. And I'm going to take you guys out there and show it to you. It has drainage holes in the bottom and it has a lid. So it keeps the water from getting into the box. But if you happen to leave it open or you're putting wet tools or whatever in there, it does have holes to drain out. Okay, I'm going to go show y'all the toolbox right now. Because why not, right? Let me hydrate. Okay, Chanel says, I was just wondering if it's going to keep my mesh cover open, having the toolbox attached. Oh, so I don't know. I would have it on the outside of the bed, Chanel. I, I wouldn't have it up underneath of your mesh box. But you can do what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Gloria. Thank you for joining. You have an old mailbox on a post near. Ooh, look at that blue butterfly. Oh, oh my gosh. I wish y'all could have seen that. That was so pretty. Okay, so you have a toolbox, and I think that is great. Was that G Mama that said that? No, Angela. If you have an old mailbox, that is a great way to have a place to put tools to keep them safe from being wet. All right, the Vigo mesh covers hang over the edges of my Vigo raised beds. Right, so in that case, because the toolbox can come on and off, maybe if it's possible, can you turn the toolbox so that it's on the inside of the bed, or can you hang it somewhere else? So let's go look at it, okay? And then we're going to get started with doing some deadheading. And I'm going to start my deadheading actually out front here today. Let me put this phone in here and pick up this case and my glasses and stuff. It can stay out here. Y'all ready? Let's go. Cutting through the garage to go to the back of the house. Uh-oh. Hired help is out here. Yep, he's out here weeding. I guess he cut the grass too. But we're not going to be out here that long. Mm. I'm going to cut off a piece of. I'm sorry, babe. I'm going to cut off a piece of basil because I'm going to. Can I come by you? Oh, it smells so good. All right. Still alive? Yeah, I'm still alive. Say hi. Uh-oh. Oh, he's moved the bench out. Yeah, he's been out here cutting. Whatever. Y'all, I know y'all couldn't hear him, but he said he just drives over here to do volunteer work. So let's see. Yeah, Chanel, I would probably hang it somewhere else. This hat came from what's the name of the company? Farmers Defense. And I actually have the sleeves to match this. Farmers Defense. Chanel says she just keeps her tools on the rack under her Vigo raised bed for now and they don't get wet. Okay, that's great. So before I talk about the toolbox, I'm going to circle back right now to the seed harvesting. And I talked about basil in particular. So this is a basil. This is the basil starting to flower, right? And so it's usually a long thing. And then in every single one of these um, buds, seeds come out. And I don't, actually, I can see a seed in the ones that are lower down here. Let me see if y'all can, probably can't really see it. If you can, by chance, see that little black dot in there, that's actually the seed. And so what happens with the basil in particular, when this dries out, these leaves, they'll no longer be green. Of course, they'll be dried and brown. And then you can take them and you can crumple them and the seeds will come out. The problem is the seeds are so small that when that all of this will be crumpled along with it. And then you got to find a way to sift and sort the seeds from all the debris. And I did do it this past season. And what I ended up doing was, taking out as much debris as I could by hand because it's large enough. I used a sifter, a very fine sifter. And then from there, I put them on a plate and I would, shake the plate like a paper plate, shake it, and I would blow. So that it was blowing the debris away from the seeds. So it was a long, tedious process for these in particular. All right, let me see what else it says. Um, Chanel, Chanel, can you just put that in a paper bag and shake those seeds out? That's a great question, Chanel. And I don't know if you can because again, remember, this whole thing is gonna be all dried. And actually, you know what? I think I still have some in a paper bag that I did not harvest. Some of this is still going to break off and be in there because it's all dry and brittle. Okay. So here, let me bring this down. I try to be mindful when doing a live to have whatever it is I want you all to see up above where the chat is because I know it makes it hard to see sometimes. So this is my Vigo toolbox. As you can see, it just lifts right up. It has these little hooks on the back of it. And then, as I said, it's got drainage holes down here. Okay. And then I can just open it up. And right now, the only thing that's in there is that one soil worker. I'm not sure what the tool is called, but that's all that's in here right now. So if you guys have any more questions about the Vigo toolbox, do I recommend it? Um, y'all, I have this plant, the Georgia, what is it called? The Georgia North Candy Roaster Squash. It is so fickle. Like it don't matter how much I water it, they be wilting over. So I would have to lift the mesh to get that hook on. Right, exactly, Chanel. So I would just put it somewhere else. Here's what I want to say. I want to be very clear. I love Vigo products. I do. Chaz, can you look up the price of this? If I am not mistaken, this toolbox is somewhere in the $50 range. Okay? It's good quality plastic. Would I pay $50 for it? No, absolutely not. I would not pay for that. Um, I just feel like there are too many. 47.95. Thank you. I don't feel like spending that kind of money on something just to, keep your tools handy is a worthwhile investment. Did I pay for mine? No. I purchased many of you may know I actually have the Vigo um retractable hoses. And when I purchased them, I did I did one of their 2 for sales. And so it was a promotion that if you spent over a certain amount of money, you got the toolbox for free. That is how I got the toolbox. Hey, GT Junior Grows in Alaska. What's up? Welcome to the live. Um, so yeah, that's how I got my toolbox. So my recommendation, if you really want the Vigo toolbox, is if there are other things that you plan to purchase that are going to, and if they have that promotion where you can get that toolbox for free, that's the way I would go. That's just me personally. But if you want to spend $47 for that toolbox, by all means, go ahead. I just don't think it's a worthwhile investment for me. Man, I see another cucumber out here that I didn't see earlier. Oh, you want the Vigo hose, Angela? Yes, I really do like the Vigo retractable hoses. Um, there are some pros and cons. Well, there are a lot of pros. There are some cons to it. um, But I would highly suggest you wait if you're interested in getting a retractable hose. Wait until they have a sale, Black Friday or whatever. Just keep an eye out and get them when they go on sale because they're not cheap. There are other brands out there that I'm sure work well. But Vigo, of course, is a trusted brand as it relates to quality. And so that's what I would have to say about that. Can't see for looking, huh? Angela. I'm not sure what you're referring to. Maybe the cucumber. That's probably what you're talking about. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead because I'll forget. I'm not out here to harvest vegetables right now. um, but I'm gonna go ahead and take. Oh nope. I have see. I got a pair in my apron. So I have this apron on that Chaz was talking about. That I absolutely love, love, love. Let me see if you guys can see it. So I've got my apron on, and I had these in this pocket right here. This is an orange pair of little snippets that I have. Okay, Nancy. Can't see for looking. Uh-huh. So, all right. So let me grab this cucumber really quick. All right. Here's the cucumber. Now, if I'm not mistaken, this is, I don't know if this is a pickling cucumber or what, but I'm trying to make sure I'm intentional about getting these cucumbers when I see them. I don't want them to get too large because with cucumbers, if you leave cucumbers on the vine well past the time that they need to be harvested, then it will send to the plant, it will signal to the plant that it is basically at the end of its production, and that's not what we want, like early on, right? We want to make sure we harvest it frequently and often because the cucumbers, in my experience, my cucumber plants will last the entire season. And I got a lot of cucumber plants out here, y'all. That was something else that Chas was clowning me about. Another cucumber. All right, I'm trying to see the chat. Have you been? I'm not sure what that is. Yes, the cucumber, what G Mama said in chat video. I have been, let me move over here. I really cannot see the words. Okay. That's what G Mama said in Chas's video. Oh, okay. I have been picking 15 to 18 cucumbers every day. I made bread. Wait, you made, oh, bread and butter. Ooh. Wait, who is that? Nancy. Nancy, can you email me a recipe for bread and butter cucumbers? I would love to have that. I've never even thought about making bread and butter cucumbers myself. So if you look at my bio, my email is in there. It is Shelly's Homestead Hideaway at gmail.com. Please, please, please email me your recipe for making bread and butter pickles. How many plants do you have, Nancy? That's what inquiring minds want to know. How many plants? Nancy says, I have compensated after losing my starts in April. Overcompensated. Right. I understand that. Probably 16 plants? Girl, that's a lot. That's a lot of cucumbers for sure. For sure. All right. So yeah, see the sun is starting to come down. Um, which is this is the time that I like to be out in the garden a lot. I keep looking at that doggone candy roasted squash down there that is acting real fickle. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and start doing some deadheading. Yes, baby. Yes, it's a pepper plant. You don't see them peppers on there? No, I'm not editing it out. Y'all, he over there, he's cleaning. See, this is what I'm talking about. I love this man because this whole area over here, it was full of grass and weeds and things. And because the pots and things were over there, it was hard to get to. So he's doing his thing. He is cleaning that bed up. We can actually maybe move that plant somewhere else. Appreciate you. Appreciate you so much.
Problem. Yeah, in my community service hours. So I go back to school.
That's right. That's right. All right. So I should start back here since I'm back here. Um, let me show you guys this the fig tree that's right here. Yeah. This right here, this is gonna come out as well as some of these other branches. So I have one, two, three, four, five branches on this fig tree that need to be pruned off. So we're going to do that in a little bit. We're going to go back out front for now. And do some deadheading. So let me come on back out here. Sit down just for a second. Suck on, suck on, suck on. I appreciate each and every one of you. If there's anybody new on here, if you're listening in the bushes, and my content is inspiring you, educating you, hit the subscribe button. Now, I don't know if anybody um noticed the title, the thumbnail on this live. It said what? Let me see. Hold on, Gloria. Oh, okay. I'm gonna read that out loud just in case everybody hasn't seen it, and then you guys can respond. Gloria wants to know if anyone has had problems with moths laying eggs under your cucumber flowers, and even caterpillars eating holes in your cucumbers and cantaloupe. If you have experienced that and you have some advice, suggestions that you can give to Gloria, please put that in the chat. We are definitely here to help one another. Um, Everybody knows different things, and so we just come together in this live really to help one another. I'm not the be all end all, because I don't know everything, and I am looking to learn from you just as much as some of you are here to learn from me. Who is Oh, the Mike Mountain. Thank you so much. That's my cousin, y'all. um I don't know, is he still on here, Mike Mountain? He is. I know he's a musician. I forget the type of music. It's I don't even want to jack it up. He has a style of music and rap that he does. So feel free to check him out. All right. So right now, what am I doing? I'm putting up a bag to gather the the debris that I cut. These bags are so long. I didn't really want to use it, but at the end of the day, it'll probably get filled up between me and the hired help. All right. So, oh, let me do this just because um these are my sleeves, y'all, that I was mentioning earlier. So here are the sleeves that match this hat. Okay. Nancy says she uses Mrs. Wages. I think that's what it says down there. Bread and butter, pickle mix, and water bath them. Oh, so I'm so glad you said you water bath them because one thing I have not done, I have not done any water bath or pressure canning of pickles, and that's something that I would like to do because the last time I made pickles, I just did the refrigerator kind, and we don't eat pickles like that. So I only want to make but so many refrigerator pickles because you have to eat them up in a certain time frame. And so, true to my word, the company is Farmers Defense. Um, and so this is a sleeve. It has a cutout for the thumb. And so I'm gonna go ahead and put this on. So when you have short sleeves and you need a little arm protection, these are great. So does anybody have any other questions related to deadheading, pruning? Here's another question for you guys. Um, do you save seeds from your garden? Since we're talking about seed saving, do you save seeds from your garden, and how often do you weed? Just type your responses in there. Do you save seeds from your garden? Seasonally, sometimes you're learning, you've never done it yet. And then and not if you weed, because if you gardening, you weeding. When do you weed? Do you weed daily, weekly, or you just wait until you absolutely can't stand it anymore? All right. Let us know in the chat which of those things are you, and tell us why. Let's have a conversation in the chat because I'm going to start um, deadheading, and I'm going to see if I can position you guys in a manner that you can see what I'm doing. I think if I leave the camera under the um, if I leave it underneath of the umbrella, you'll be able to see better. So let me turn you around this way. Make sure I got y'all in a good position. I think I need to take it down lower. Test what y'all can see. All right. I think that's good right there. I cannot see what's on the screen. So let me just go ahead and get this started. I'm going to come around on this side so y'all can see. See if I can get you a little bit closer, but still under the umbrella. All right. So I'm getting you guys kind of tight in there so you can see what I'm doing. All right. Hopefully you guys can see okay. So all of the greenery I want to keep in this plant. So I have to cut around it. I also have, there's a new bloom coming up in here. So one of the things in particular for these daylilies that makes it helpful to go ahead and deadhead sooner rather than later is that it will generate more repeat blooms, in my opinion. And I have not had the time to do that this season. So, as I mentioned to you guys earlier, what I do is I line it up with the stem and then I just bring it down. Hold on. I'm going to bring it all the way down so that I'm not cutting any of the other greenery, and I snip. So that's what I'm doing. And the plant looks so much better, honestly, when you do it. But it definitely takes time with these daylilies. So I'm going to try to get through one of these as quick as possible so you guys can see the difference. Does anybody in the chat have daylilies in their garden? If you have daylilies in your garden, put just type daylily in the chat so that I know that you have daylilies. Because one of the things that I'm going to be doing this year for the very first time ever, I'm going to try to harvest some seeds. Okay, so we haven't talked about that, but deadheading and pruning kind of goes hand in hand with saving seeds. So I'm going to show you guys. I see a new bud coming up there. Show you guys the seed pod of this daylily. Appreciate you guys hanging out with me today. We're going to wrap it up at 2 hours for sure because I have some other tasks that I need to get done after that are away from the house. So I'm just going through this as quick as I can without cutting the green foliage as best I can. And in a moment, I'm going to come and show you guys the one seed pod that I see on here. And then I'm going to actually have a video to come out where I'm actually harvesting the seed, but I want to show you guys the pod. So if you have daylilies, or if you even have lilies, so if you have daylilies, type daylily. If you have lilies in your garden, type lily so that I know that you have it. Because until recently, I never even thought about or considered seed saving from, Asiatic or stargazer lilies. I've never even thought about it. But yesterday I did. I did some research and I'm going to bring that to you guys in a separate video. So having these sleeves on helps with not feeling like bugs are crawling on me. I definitely need to fertilize these daylilies. I mentioned earlier that I don't typically fertilize, but I think for the best health and longevity and the visual aspect of these daylilies, I need to start fertilizing. So as you can see, this one daylily, it has lots of blooms early um on, and now all of them have died back. So I got to clean this up, and this takes a lot of time. I'm going to go ahead and put some of these in this bag. And that too was another thing with deadheading and pruning. It leaves a lot of cleanup, that's necessary. And that's actually one of the things that I hate doing probably the most is the cleanup. All right. I think I have a few more to cut off of here, and then I'm going to come show you guys the seed pod. Now, if you are really good and you have, like, let's say maybe some sort of bag or something that you can put these in while you take them off, that will then be disposed. That saves a little bit of time. So in this front bed, this is actually where I was planning to plant my lamb's ear that I started from seed that Chaz asked about. All right, we're almost done. Almost done with this one. All right, so I think I've gotten all of them. And now I am cutting off the stem with the seed pod. All right, let me come up here and look at the chat. Have a sit down. Zoom y'all out. All right, what did I miss in the chat? What did I miss? Um, love Farmers Defense. Yeah, I do too. I ain't gonna lie though, their stuff is on the pricey side. So I would like to get some more of their stuff. Oh, speaking of gloves, here are the gloves to match. So yeah, I do like them. What size gloves do you get? I think that was Nancy. Let me see. Wages, bread, and butter. Oh, okay. Mrs. Wages, bread, and butter. I'm going back now. I can see you a little bit better. Love Farmers Defense. Their gloves are great. Yeah, and all their product, right. They are really good quality. Sometimes, okay, so Nancy, you rarely save seeds. Hey, Kate Rosa, what's up, girl? Welcome to the chat. Uh, my brother's calling, but I can't answer him right now. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Ooh, that breeze feels good. I love that Farmers Defense pattern, and I was looking at their new. Oh, they have a new bee pattern. I'm gonna have to check that out. K Rosen, Farmer Lady Chaz update. No cops showed up at the party. Farmer Lady. Oh, Miss Betsy. Wait, no cops showed up at my party. Uh-oh. That must be something from that was said from earlier in Chaz's live. Gloria, no, catch me up on what you were doing to your daylilies because I have a lot of them. Oh wow, you have a lot. So I have one, two, three, four daylilies, and I was deadheading them. Garden weed free. Yeah. I just don't, there's just not enough time for me to have a weed free garden. I absolutely admire people who can have, little to no weeds in their garden. I have not gotten there yet. All right. So here are see how long those stems are? So as I said, I come down the stem like this and then I snip it where I need to. These are seed pods. Now you will notice I cut off a whole lot of stems. Not every stem is going to produce a seed pod, okay? So actually I like looking at the rest of my daylilies. I do not see any more seed pods out there. Okay. So I'm going to, just for the sake of sharing, Miss Betsy, it's your birthday? Wait, yeah, it's your birthday? Oh, wait. Miss Betsy, I thought you said that you were going to go out and deliver cake to the cops. I thought that's what you said. You said until your mom finds out or something. Am I mistaken? So y'all, this is I took, few paper towels, folded them up, using that as my sweat wiper, and I actually take this, or if I have a towel, and I put it in one pocket of my apron. That that pocket alone holds my sweat cloth or paper towels, and in some cases my phone. I don't put any dirty tools or anything like that in that particular um pocket. Oh, that's good to know that the daylily seeds are often viable. And yes, happy birthday to Miss Betsy Luss. All right. So here we have a seed pod. And this one is by far, it's definitely way more um, gone than the rest. So let me see if I can show you guys. Since you guys joined me live, I'm going to take the snips and snip this open. I think I already can tell. So can you guys see that? And then look at there. Right in there is a little seed. Let me get that out. There's the seed that came out of the daylily. Very, very cool. Why I've never thought to harvest seeds from this, I don't know. But I am this season with the few that I have. As I said, you don't get a seed pod on every stem. I'm just going to sit that right there. And we'll just go ahead and do these other ones, okay? This will be our seed saving part. Now, that one was pretty small. Let me make sure that was the only one. I think typically there may be 2 to 3. I'm going to cut those open. Let's see what we can get here. not ready. There's no seed in there. Ah, there is a seed in this one. Y'all see that? There's a seed right there. How cool is that? Those seeds are actually pretty big too. Um, Gloria, you gonna check yours? Yeah, please do. Now I have to make a point to save seeds. Yes. I mean, honestly, if we're going to be gardeners and I think it's important that we save seeds. One, because why not? Two, we can save money by saving our own seeds, right? There's no need for us to fund somebody else's $1 million empire if we can save our own seeds, right? So I'm all about saving my own seeds. And then sometimes um, the cost of certain seeds is very expensive. So it behooves us to save our own seeds. So I'm going to open this one up and see if we got a seed in this one. Yep, I see it right there. There's another seed there. So that's 3 seed. Okay, I see it. I dropped it, but I can see it. The seed is so big that I can see it. And there's another one in here. So this is the first one that has 2 seeds so far. And I think that's it. So I've got 4 seeds. Let me pick this other one up. So this is very, very, very cool. I hope it's been helpful to you guys. I'm trying to show you guys the seeds. There you go. And I dropped the seed again, but I can see it. Fortunately, I'm on top of pavement, so I can actually see those seeds. So, Miss Betsy, that would be fantastic because that's what I was thinking is that I needed to see what other color daylilies there are. So I do have those 4 seeds. Oh, do they look like canna lily seeds, Gloria? Chanel, girl, enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself. Okay. Hydrating. Great question, Nancy. I'm going to show you. Nancy asked the question, how do I save the seeds until I want to plant them? I'm going to have to go inside. Well, actually, I don't have to go inside to show you. So I purchase seed packs like this. So they have a clear window, and then on this side, you can actually write. So I actually have these in here because I recently planted another seed from here. So I actually, because I started one yesterday, I have a seed packet that says daylily, and then down here just says yellow daylilies and the date that I harvested the seed. The reason I like these particular seed packets is twofold. One, it has the clear window. I can see what's in here. Now in here, there's actually another seed packet. So this was the seed packet that I purchased. I got these off of Amazon. So I'm keeping the seeds in here, but then I put it down in here. as a way to keep track and also to kind of keep my seed packets in similar size packets. So what I'm going to do right now, instead of going back in the house, those let me turn this around backwards and then y'all can see. Miss Beth, okay, you're making videos, 23 different perennials and biennials. Oh, that is awesome, Miss Betsy. Are you going to be selling and or giving any of those away? I would love to have some seeds. You should also try putting, Chad says, try putting a little dime baggie, then in a seed envelope. Try putting them in a little dime baggie, then putting in the seed envelope. So, Chaz, what purpose would that serve? Is there a benefit to doing that? Yes, Gloria, I purchased these from Amazon. So right now, until I go inside and get the other packet, I just put the seeds in here. So you can, oh, so Chaz, so I don't, I understand what you're saying for the other seeds. In most instances, I am just putting them directly in the packet and you can see the seeds right there. Um, so typically that's what I do is I pour the seeds into this. I may have to show you what I'm talking about. I'll pour the seeds in here and then the envelope that it comes in, if it's a bigger envelope than this, then I put this down inside of that. Yeah. Let me show that to y'all. I'm gonna find one and show it to y'all. Be right back. You spraying? Okay. All right, y'all. Give me 1 sec. I'm just going in the house. I'm gonna grab a seed packet envelope so I can show you guys exactly what I'm talking about with regards to how I store seeds. That one is a little harder to see. So in particular, yeah, here's one. Baker Creek seeds. The envelopes are absolutely beautiful. And what I do is take the seeds and put them in my own seed packet. I'm coming, I'm coming, I'm coming. I am back. All right. So here's the daylily seeds that I harvested yesterday. So I've got 3 in there, and I'm going to add the 4 from today. Now, here's the Baker Creek seed packet, right? Beautiful packaging, lovely photo. And so here's the seed pack that I purchased. And then on the back, let me make sure you guys can see this. You can see the seeds in there. So essentially, Chaz, that's what I do. And it's the reason why I like the window is so that I can see the seed. But for these in particular, I just take them and I slide them right inside of here. All right. Now I don't know if I finished saying what I loved about these seed packets is that they are resealable. I'm grabbing these 4 seeds out of here. And so as you can see, the indentation, this is a resealable envelope. So this is the reason why I love this particular, the inner envelope is sticking up above it, is because you can cleanly and easily reseal. So here's the daylily seeds. And now I'm going to add these 4 to the pack. and you can hear that snap, 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 loud and clear, and you know it's closed. So there are my daylily seeds. Oh, they need to dry out more, Miss Betsy. I'm glad you told me that. So should I let these sit on a paper towel? Because I hadn't researched it yet. I'm happy to leave these laying out and let them dry on a paper towel before I add it to the pack. So I'm gonna leave this open for now, partially. I don't want them to fall out. I'm gonna close it a little bit. When I go inside, I will actually lay them out. Nancy, I got the packets from Amazon. Do a search on Amazon for seed packets. And I don't know if you can filter by saying um maybe do resealable. I think they're pretty actually Chaz. If Chaz is on, maybe she can post the post the link. Let me just check Amazon real quick. And I actually might be able to do it myself if Chaz isn't. So I'm going to do a search for seed envelope resealable. And I think this is the one that I have. They have another brand here. So the ones I have, there are 100 envelopes for $9.98. So let me just see if I can copy. Nancy, which ones are those? There is a there's another brand. It depends. Like they have lots of them. So depending upon the count, who the maker is, that dictates how much you pay. So I won't post the link. Just do a search. Seed envelopes resealable, and then pick whichever ones you prefer. I in particular wanted the ones that had the writing that I can just fill in what was in there. Man, it's feeling good out here, y'all. It's feeling good. So let me put this seed packet back in this. I'm gonna put it in the pocket. And let me see another questions you guys can. Uh-oh. Hey, Donzel, welcome back. Yeah, there are a lot of options out there. So I'm not partial to any of them. Just pick one that, you feel like works for your needs. That's the most important thing. Because other than them saving the seeds, that's all that ultimately matters, right? As long as you like it and it does the job, that's all that matters. What was I getting? Oh, I know I was gonna look at my other question that I had for you guys. Um, so here's a great question. In particular, especially since I think it was Miss Betsy that mentioned the seeds don't look dry to her. So how do you know when seeds are ready? Um, and you know what? I'm not going to dive too much into that because that's going to be a part of a video. But you do always have to make sure that your seeds are actually ready to be stored first and foremost, and stored properly. When you harvest them, or if they're not ready, then you have to make sure you dry them out well in order to make sure that they're as viable as possible. Now, one thing that I've never done, but I do plan to do more of, since I am, actively saving more seeds, is to actually do a test germination of the seeds. Now, I'm no pro, at this, but I think all you really have to do is take a certain number, of seeds and set them, you know, out to germinate as if you were going to plant them, just to see if they start. I'm doing well, Donzel. Thank you for asking. To see if they start germinating or not. And then that'll give you a good idea for, excuse me, whether or not the seeds are viable or not, especially if you plan to send those seeds to anybody else. There's never a guarantee that the seeds are going um, to germinate, but you can definitely test and see, um, kind of get an average of what the germination rate is like. Did I miss something that Donzel said? Donzel, please do. I know you're gonna watch the replay. You always do, and appreciate you so much for that. Okay, thank you, Miss Betsy. I'm going to make sure I leave those out to dry more. All right, so I've got more pruning to do out here, but I also have I got more deadheading to do out here, but I also have pruning that I want to do. We haven't really did that. And so I want to make sure I get that into our time here today. So before I transition everything out back where I know I need to do some pruning, I think I'm going to do one more. Um, I guess it's a deadheading. It's deadheading. Um, Miss Betsy, Donzel saying about having to watch replay just seemed fun. Oh, Miss Betsy, yeah. He's serious though. It wasn't like a joke. Donzel is a regular and he will absolutely watch the replays. We appreciate everybody who joins the live and in person. But when I tell you there's something super special about our subscribers or even non-subscribers who come back and they watch our video that was live, they watch it on replay, like that is just commendable. Because I'm gonna tell you, for me, I 100% prefer to watch stuff live, if it's a live presentation versus having to go back and watch the replay. So I always appreciate those who watch the replay. Um, I'm like looking at what I have to do out front here. I'm so glad the sun is going down. Rattlesnake, Angela said, you had great success with saving rattlesnake green beans last year. I did a germination test, awesome, early spring, and they sprouted in 3 days. Yes, that's amazing, Angela. I don't know that I have rattlesnake green beans, so if you want to send me some, I will happily take them. Farmer Chats, facts. Love the replay gang. Right. The replay gang is just on a mission. Everybody ask everybody lots of questions because it helps us work out content. Yes, it really does, Miss Betsy. All right. So I'm going to go over here. I'm going to grab the big pruners because I feel like this is what I need in order to prune that fig tree out there. Awesome, Angela. Awesome. Chaz, I know you see that. She went back and watched the entire replay of your live this morning. while shelling. Ooh, she was shelling purple hull peas. I will send you some seeds. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right. So let me man, when I tell y'all like the way the sun has shifted and the way it feels right now, like I could just sit here for the rest of the evening until the sun go down and chill out because it feels good right here. We're an hour ahead of you, Angela. So let me ask this question then. While I still have how many people on here? Is that and I can't see from the 15. So there are 15 people still on here. If you have not already pollinated that like button, please do so. That is the least that I ask is that you hit the like button. If you were already live, I mean in the chat, you don't have to go out. I think you can hit the little um dots or something at the top of the screen and hit the like button. Um Surely, I know on your last live that you showed your holy basil. Where can I purchase the seed? Oh, that's a great question. Um, I feel like I ordered holy tulsi basil from a couple places. I feel like I ordered two different places, and I don't know off the top of my head what they are. But I did order seeds, and someone may have sent me holy tulsi basil seeds as well. So do a search. Just do a search for holy tulsi basil seeds. I know you can find them on Etsy, but you can also find them at some of the bigger seed companies where you can probably get a better price. Because anything you buy on Etsy, you pay more of a premium price for those. Angela already said, "M.I. Gardner, very good. M.I. Gardner has them." Hello, hi plant. Thank you for joining. Oh, shut the front door. Hey, David, Corey with the crop. Y'all, let me tell y'all, I love David's shorts. I absolutely love his shorts. It's just something unique and special about David's shorts that really appeal to me. They may not appeal to everybody, but I really like them and I always want to let David know how much I appreciate his shorts because one David is he is a music I don't know, do they call it an aficionado, and so he's always got great music playing in his shorts. And so it's always this sort of like almost like hide and seek. You know, he goes the short gonna start and then he gonna kind of slowly walk you through while you're listening to some great music um before he actually gets to the point of his short. So thank you, David, for those shorts because I really do enjoy them. All right, so let's get ready to go to the back. I'm gonna take my other phone and put it in this pocket. Um, I'm gonna leave my glasses out here, and I'm gonna take these pruners. So I'm taking these, and I'm taking these, and then of course I have the little small ones. Wait, did I not put them back? I didn't put them back in here. The little orange snips that I had. Oh, they're right here beside me. I'm gonna put these back in my pocket on the apron, and let's go. Let's go out back. I think my husband still has the gate open over here. Yep. So instead of going through the garage, I can walk through the gate. I love it. I don't know about y'all. I love it when he cuts the grass back here. I just love coming back here when it's grass has been cut. All right. Now the other thing that I have that needs to be deadheaded are irises. I've got lots of irises, and the irises are very similar to, um, excuse me, the irises are very similar to the daylilies in that some of them will produce seed pods, but not all of them. Irises actually can be divided and multiplied by dividing the rhizome that is their sort of root system. All right, so let's make sure I got y'all in view. Right here is the fig tree. Okay, these brown stems, these are finally going to come out. I need some gloves. I should have some gloves on, but I'm gonna have to do this without gloves. Let me move this blueberry bush over. That's looking really sad. All right, so you guys can see pretty good. I'll sit that there. We're gonna take these babies right here that I sharpened up earlier. This has some nice figs on it. Last year I was not able to harvest any figs from this. So definitely looking forward to. Let me just, I don't know if y'all can't see me. All right. I want to grab get some of these weeds from down here since we're going deadhead. We're gonna grab some of these grab these weeds, not some. We're gonna grab these weeds. Okay? Because that's what we do first and foremost. And then what I will do after is go ahead and put some straw down. And I'm just going to turn this so I don't have to get behind it. I don't know if that's a wasp or what. It is big. That's not a dragonfly, is it? I try not to over I try not to panic and overreact because I don't want them to. If y'all heard my husband, he said like my husband. He said he puts on his Michael Jordans and take off. I'm about to recollect old irises. I know that's right. Where you were sharpening your tools, it'll teach. I'll catch. Oh yeah. I forgot I did do that. The sharpening of the tools early on. So I'm just turning this bucket instead of me going around it so that I can or barrel so that I can weed it. And then I am going to prune off these dead. Now this right here, see this weed right here? This, if I'm not mistaken, is purslane. It is edible. But because I have not researched it enough, I don't eat it. I don't know how to use it. So I'm definitely looking forward to getting some figs off of here this year. And I don't have gloves on, y'all. I will come and weed with no gloves on from time to time. But if it's a lot of weeding that, I will generally put gloves on. All right, so I'm almost done with weeding this, and then we're gonna go ahead and prune it. Hey, babe, can you bring me the bag of straw out of the shed there? Because once I'm done with pruning this, I want to go ahead and get this, put some straw down to reduce the amount of weeds that are in here and growing up in here. All right. Lots of ants in here. Now, let me see if I can get you guys dialed in really, really good. Thank you so much, babe. I think what I'm going to do is turn it around this way. It'll be easier for me. Flip the camera. Because I want you guys to see exactly what I'm doing. All right. So you can tell the dead limbs. I'm zooming right in, right there, so y'all can see me good. Oh, I see a great idea in here. Who said that? Betsy says offer to plant extra irises at war memorials, etc. Great use and great advertising. That's awesome. All right. So let me see. Yep, you guys can see what I'm doing. Now, what I have read, and again, I am no pro at this. They say it the stems should be pruned at a 45-degree angle. Okay, so I'm going to come right in here as close to the bottom as I can get. This is really strong. All right, so y'all can see I am putting a lot of pressure on that. This is not cutting. All right, let me do. Y'all, I can't cut it. I'm afraid to put too much pressure on it and it breaks another limb. Let me see. That little small one, that was easy to do. Because there's another branch right there. So I think what I'll do is I'm going to come right here. Y'all see that? Yeah. I'm just going to come right here for now. And not get that fig leaf. And I got that one branch off. It's not a clean cut though. Zoom y'all out. All right. So I may need to, what happened? Okay. Hand pruners, maybe. David, I made a gardening video. Okay. No, the hand pruners would be too, because this is pretty thick. I wouldn't be able to cut it. That one's definitely pretty solid in there. I really want to get these off though. and kind of sawing. I am sawing at this. All right, it is still not all the way off. Now I'm going to pull out my Fiskars, which has cutting blade on one side, serrated edge, and then of course it functions like regular pruners. So I'm gonna try to use this side, the straight edge, to cut through there in a more delicate manner. All right, so I got that one off by sawing at it. These smaller ones I can cut a little bit better. Turn this one. I got a couple more. Uh-oh, that one just broke off. I'm gonna snip that. And then I'm going to snip this one right here. All right. So I have now pruned that as best I can. Again, I'm no pro, but those were all dead leaves. So getting rid of them. I see some leaves that have been either chewed on or, can you guys see that? This whole leaf has been chewed away at, or it got ripped some kind of way, possibly by, do I see something crawling? I'm not sure what that is that's blowing on there. All right, so what I'm going to do next is, oh, we are over our time. So I'm going to close this out by putting some straw down, and then I'm going to turn this camera around and say goodbye. You gave us a condition. You scared us cutting it. We thought you were going to lose an eye. And wear safety glasses for Pete's sake. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Safety glasses is definitely um, a very good thing to do. So as I said, we're a little over our time. I'm going to go ahead and close this out by putting some seeding straw down here. And we're going to end this live. Okay, so I'm just going to put some in here. I don't really like to do straw with my bare hands, but I didn't bring the gloves back here. I thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I think what I was saying earlier, and I did not get to finish saying, this will begin to be, my goal is to make this a regular bi-weekly Sunday live. Now that I am retired, I am working on having more consistent content, but don't judge me because I like to say that, but I know y'all not judging me. And even if you are judging, I don't care. I don't care. Um, so my plan is to do a bi-weekly live such as this on Sundays where we just kind of catching up around the garden. Um, and may have a teachable, so you guys can see I have now put seedling straw in there. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. Let me see if there are any final comments that I need to respond to. And then 2 weeks from now on a Sunday, does 2:30 Eastern time work for you guys? I think that's going to be the best time for me. It puts me in the, after church and before it gets too late in the evening. So let's see here. Ask your husband to do it, Shell. Oh, thank you, Chanel. He would if I asked him to. But he is busy doing some other tasks. We're gonna get ready to go to Costco. Definitely the wrong tool. You need a pruning. Okay, wait a minute. Pruning sheets or a small saw. Okay, so yeah, I've never pruned one, so I didn't know they were gonna be that hard to prune. You gave us bye, Farmer Chaz. Straw on your face. Oh, it's all good right there. Yeah. So thank you. I'll see you guys in 2 weeks. Same time, same bat channel. All right. God bless you guys.